for practice today. We'll start in the seat. So I'm recommending whether if you have a block or a cushion close by, that might be nice to just sit on to elevate the hips. And if not, then don't worry about it. Just lie on back, relax, and we can do this breathing exercise. We're starting lying on your back as well. Okay, so let's get started. And as I mentioned, you can start in a seat, sitting on a prop, or lying on your back. So happy New Year to everyone. It always feels like a nice big exhale at the beginning of the year, fresh start looking ahead. So I'm really excited to be joining you this first week of January on this blank slate. And I wanted to start class today with a small breath exercise. And the intention behind this is to balance your left and right side body. And these represent a lot of kind of opposites. So our left side in the yoga world represents our lunar self or more feminine creative self. And the right side represents the more logical and solar masculine part of ourselves. So both of these are important. They sort of balance each other out. Instead of thinking about this as just a scale with two items on the end here, I want you to think more of a continuum. So a big circle, and they flow back and forth. So we're going to be trying to balance our left and right side in a little breathing exercise, and just remembering, kind of enjoying the whole journey between these two dual ideas as we practice through movement as well. So the breath exercise is called in the language of yoga, Nadi Shodhana. And in English, this is called alternate nostril breathing. So how we do this is I'll come a little closer just to explain our hand movement here. I have done this in one of our classes together before, but just depends if you were there or not. So we're going to take your pointer finger and your middle finger. They're going to kind of be glued together. And the two moving pieces are your thumb and your ring finger. So I like to place these two items on my head, the two that are glued together. Some people also prefer just to tuck them in. So you can play around and just see what you prefer. And so I am right-handed, so I am going to cue right-handed, but you might just need to switch it if you are a lefty. So resting your two fingers onto the forehead, and your thumb is preparing to block your right nostril, and your ring finger is preparing to block your left nostril. So what we'll be doing together is when we begin, we'll exhale everything out of the lungs, block the right side of the nostril with a thumb, and then inhale slowly through the left, all the way up, and then switch the fingers, exhale through the right. Then we'll inhale through the right and exhale out of the left, just going back and forth, back and forth. So the intention is just to find some balance in the body, balance in the breath. And so we can prepare to do that together. So finding a nice tall seat or lying back nice and comfortably. Let's prepare, bring those fingers to the forehead. Right thumb is ready to go, blocking the right nostril. And just exhale everything out of the lungs. Begin to inhale deeply through the left side, all the way to the top. Block the left side, release the right, and exhale out of the right. Inhaling through the right this time. Switching fingers and exhale out of the left. Inhale into the left side, all the way up. Switch fingers, release the right. Exhale. Inhale through the right side. Switch and exhale out of the left. We're going to do two more full rounds together. Inhale through the left. Exhale out of the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale out of the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale out of the left. Now we can release the hand. Just take a few breaths on your own through both sides. Nice clearing breaths. And you might have noticed one side was perhaps a little bit more blocked than the other. That's very normal. We often just kind of switch which side is a little bit more clear, depending on the time of day and what we've been doing. And it's just going to show yet again kind of this balance that we have between these sort of opposites in our life. All right. So from this nice tall seat, and if you are lying down, just come to a seat. We'll do a few side stretches together. So let's inhale, stretch the arms by the ears. And as you exhale, take your right hand, bring it to left knee. Take a look over that shoulder. Keep your hand where it is. Stretch the left arm by the ear, look back forward, and give a big side bend over to the right. Good. Inhale, back through center. Let's lift both arms up. As you exhale, split the arms now. So left hand to right knee, other hand goes behind. Little twist. Keep the hand on the knee as the right arm stretches by the ear again. And bending over to the left. Good. Inhale, stretch both arms up. As you exhale, take your right hand to left knee, look over the left shoulder. Keep the right hand where it is as the left arm stretches back by the ear. Inhale. And exhale, bend over to the right. Good. Inhale, both arms lift. Exhale, twist, left hand to right knee. Keep the left hand where it is, where the right arm stretches by the ear. Inhale. And exhale, sway the body to the left. Do one more. Inhale, both arms rise to the top. Exhale, right hand to left knee, look to the left side. Inhale, left arm stretches by the ear. And exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, stretch both arms back up. Exhale, left hand to right knee, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, right arm stretches by the ear. And exhale, lean to the left. Good, we'll rise back up. And let's find ourselves in a tabletop position. So just walk your hands forward, stack your hands under the shoulders, knees under hips. Really ground through the hands, spread the fingertips wide, connecting with the finger pads, knuckles, and palms. We'll move with breath here through some cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly, let the heart shine forwards, tailbone tips to the sky. And exhale, tuck the tail round the spine, go the other way. Your inhales will bring you back forwards into cow pose. Shine the heart, little arch into the back. And exhale, get round. Just continue moving with breath. You can even close the eyes. Let the breath be your real guide here. And this is a perfect example of that sort of continuum that we're on. So we've got our cat pose, our cow pose, but every little step in between that connects the two is where the beauty is really at. All this movement, rounding. So we're going to really try to focus on enjoying the journey, enjoying that work. Now let's come back to tabletop in a neutral spine, and now we're going to wag the spine other way. So look over your right shoulder as you pull your right hip a little closer to you, shortening the right side of the body, really spreading out the left, and then go the other way. It's like you're wagging your tail. Look over the left shoulder, draw the left hip crease closer. Just go back and forth a couple more times, creating lateral shapes, sort of crescent moon shapes in the side body. From here, we'll find that regular sort of tabletop. Tuck the toes under. We're going to press your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Just let the feet wander for a moment to get comfortable in this position. Really ground through the hands. Let the feet play, getting some creaks and cracks maybe out of the toes and ankles. Now that we're in this little inversion, head is below the heart. Take some nice deep exhales, let them out of the mouth. You're in the comfort of your own home anyway. Let's find heavy heels again. Use your hands, really pull within to bring your shoulders over wrist and plank. And we're going to lower to the belly with controls. You could put the knees down first or not, but we're meeting on the stomach. Keep your hands lightly by your side as you point the toes and squeeze your glutes. Inhale, wave the spine off the mat. And exhale, lower down. So we'll go through a few baby cobras again, connecting with the breath. And as you go through, you can just get a little lighter in the palms every time. So you're challenging all the muscles wrapping around the spine to do a little bit more work. You feel any shortness in the low back, any crunching there? Just think about grounding through your pubic bone to try to find more length in that region. All right, the next time your chest rests back down, keep it there, and we'll press with your palms, bring your hips to heels, finding child's pose. Knees could be together or apart. So let's keep the arms outstretched. So really claw the hands forward, trying to find as much length in the side bodies as you can. And then we'll walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Sink a little deeper into the left hip crease. A little heavier on that side. Take 2 to 3 more breaths here, really stretching through the whole left side of the body. We'll start wandering your left hand all the way to the left side of the mat. Cross that right hand on top. And this time we're sinking a little deeper on the right side. Take a few deep breaths into the right side of your body. Reaching both arms straight ahead again. Pull with the palms, rise up through table. Tuck the toes, and we'll meet again in downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. Now let's look way forward towards the hands. You can tiptoe to meet them. Take your time. Find yourself in a juicy forward fold. The feet may be a little wider than the hips, soft bend in the knees. Just let the arms dangle or hold on to opposite elbows. We're going ragdoll style this time. Heavy head, heavy arms. Even feel your tongue feel heavy. If there's any tension in the face, let it roll off, and any unnecessary thoughts, just shake them out of your head. Let them fall onto the mat below you. Let's use your next inhale. We'll halfway lift the spine. And exhale, ragdoll forwards again. Rooting down through the heels, inhale. Sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, finding mountain pose, hands just down by your sides. Take a moment here in stillness between all the movements. Few breaths just for you. All right, let's get moving. Inhale, arms stretch up overhead. Exhale, from the waist, let's hinge forward. Inhale, step your left leg back behind you. Exhale, rest the knee on the ground. Okay, so we're going to lift tall over your hips. Reach the arms overhead as well. Take a breath in, look between the hands. And as you breathe out, pull the elbows into a cactus shape. Inhale, leaning back slightly. And exhale, we're going to gather the forearms, find a little roundness in the upper spine. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, we'll open up the chest, look up. Exhale, gather and round. Inhale, opening the heart space. And exhale, bring them back together. Let's bring the hands back to the ground. We'll tuck your back toes and lift the knee. Sweep your right foot back, finding downward facing dog. Inhale, pull with the palms, come forwards to plank. And exhale, you can come back to the belly or halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale for 1 baby cobra, or it could be an upward facing dog. Exhale, meeting again, downward facing dog. Find that moment of stillness for 3 breath rounds. That's 1, 2, and 3. Lift your heels tall. Look way forward. You might tiptoe, hop, or step to meet the top of the mat. When you get there, inhale, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, float back down. Root through the heels, rise all the way to stand. Inhale. And exhale, hands rest down beside you. Do that again on the other side. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, over the legs. As you inhale, step the right leg back behind you. Exhale, settle the knee to the ground. So pull yourself up, lift tall over the hips, and then stretch your arms by the ears as well. Take a breath in, looking up. And as you breathe out, pull the elbows down, finding a cactus shape as you gather the shoulder blades together. Stay here for a breath in, lean back slightly. Exhale, start rounding forward like a force field around you. So inhales, you choose to open the force field up, share your love. As you exhale, round forward, bring that protection across. One more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, closing off. Good, let's bring the hands to the ground. Activate the back leg by tucking the toes, lifting the knee. Step on back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards to plank. Exhale, lower on down. Yet again, you choose where you go. Inhale, it could be a baby cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, meeting, downward facing dog, and we'll find 3 breaths there. Let those exhales tumble out again. One of the beauties of our online yoga is that you can make whatever noises you would like in class and no one's going to say anything. Let the heels rise up, look way forward, tiptoe hopper step to meet the hands. Inhale to lengthen out. Exhale, float back down. Come all the way to stand on your breath in. And exhale, hands down beside you, breathing out. Good. All right, so for the next couple sequences, we're going to start with this sort of funky move here. Actually, I'll step back so you can see me. So let's ground through the right foot. Take the left foot, give a little curtsy behind. So you're just giving yourself a little more space and reach your arms up by the ears. You're going to take hold of the left wrist, bend into the knees and pull yourself over to the right. So really lengthening out the left side body. Good, so it's a little weird curtsy, just hang out here, breathing into the left side. And then we'll step your left foot back beside its partner, release the wrist and fold forwards over your legs. Good. So inhale, step back with the left leg. We're preparing for a high lunge this time. So give yourself some space between the feet. And we'll keep your left palm either on the ground, or if you're working with blocks today, it might choose to be on a block. Let's stretch the right arm to the sky and look up at it. So we're going to stay in stillness here. Try to find lots of strength in the legs. A concept of rooting down through that bottom hand touching the ground and reaching up as tall as you can go with the right hand. One more breath. Okay, bring your right palm down as well. So you're framing your front foot, press firmly through the feet, rise up to a high lunge. So both arms stretch by the ears. Good, so make sure your feet are steady. I like to think about them as wide as train tracks. Okay, so give yourself some room. We're going to twist with a left arm reaching forwards, right arm back, scissoring up the arms. And then you can choose to look forwards or challenge your balance by opening up, looking to the right and maybe towards the right thumb. Next, inhale, let's stretch both arms back by the ears. Hold on to that left wrist again. Pull that side taller towards the sky. And we're tipping the body over to the right in another lateral bend. Release the wrist, reach back to the sky, preparing to open up for warrior 2. Expand yourself. Reach the arms out as you pivot, drop, ground that back heel, and nice fierce gaze down your right fingers. Nice, powerful pose. So this one really does represent these opposites, this expansive, powerful feeling, rooting down and gathering through the legs. Take a moment, we'll reverse this shape. Left hand touches the back leg, right arm stretches to the sky. Really focus on the right rib cage, just getting longer, a little brighter, a little bit more room to breathe. Now we'll lean waist forwards, either shelving the forearm to thigh, or you could bring the hand to the inside of the front foot. And the left arm is going to stretch by the ear. This is extended side angle. Now let's focus on the left side of the body this time. So you're going to really roll your top shoulder back slightly, look on up at the ceiling. So you almost get a hint of a back bend here. And now it's time for your left side body to get a little extra love. Stretch it out. Good. We're going to come back up, warrior two. So press through the feet, reach the arms out from side to side. Straighten out your front leg. And we're going to pivot those right toes to the long edge of the mat. You're facing the left side. Good. Hands find your waist. Get a little bit taller into the spine. From the waist, we're going to fold on forward. Good. There we go. Let the hands dangle, head can dangle. And for this round, let's just find that sort of ragdoll feeling again. So loosening up the jaw, let the tongue be heavy. Any tension in the shoulders, wiggle it out. Big exhales are encouraged. Now let's take your hands, walk them towards the left foot, and try to look under your right arm slightly. We're just trying to stretch out the body in this sort of weird stretch. There's no name for this, no yoga name at all. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the other foot. Just try to look under the other arm. Just finding some side bends where we can. Bring your hands both back through center, lengthen out the spine. Look back towards the top of the mat where your right foot is, and we'll wander our way back towards a lunge. All right, so planting both hands on either side of the foot. Let's press into them and step back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to join me for a flow, you can. Inhale, come forwards to plank. And exhale, bend the elbows, your choice, halfway down to chaturanga, all the way to your belly. Inhale for baby cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's get high up onto the tiptoes, look way forward. Step, hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, float back forward. Rooting through the feet, rise all the way to stand. Inhale. And exhale, hands down beside you. All right, so we're doing that weird twisty lateral bend again. This time you're standing on the left foot, taking your right foot, a little curtsy behind as the arms stretch up. Hold onto the right wrist. You're gonna yank that side taller as you bend the knees and pull the arms over to the left. Stretching out that right side this time. Good, we'll start standing up tall, step your foot beside yourself again, and exhale, fold on forwards over your legs. Stepping back with the right foot this time. Keep the right hand under the shoulder or onto a block as you reach the left arm up. Take a look up at it, getting as long as you can, using the ground as a tool so you can reach up. Nice and steady. Now this top hand's going to come back down, square your shoulders to the mat, press through both feet, rise on up to high lunge, both arms stretch back up. Now let's think about where we're going. So really root through the feet, opening up to that twist where the right arm stretches forwards, left to the back. Keep the legs steady and decide if you want to open up the gaze to the left side of the room or possibly all the way behind you. Inhale, stretch both arms back by the ears. Hold onto your right wrist. We're going to grow a little taller on that side and bend on over to the left. Good, release the wrist, stretch back up, inhale. Exhale, get nice and wide. Nice and large, stretch your arms out. Warrior two. Enjoying the power and steadiness of this pose, this whole first sequence done rather slowly, really just trying to explore each shape here. Reversing the shape as you breathe in. So the right hand stretches back, left arm stretches to the sky. The brightness, lightness on the left rib cage. Take a look on up, a nice optimistic gaze as to what's ahead. Now let's lean forwards. So I'm shelving my forearm to thigh today. Feel free to express it another way. But the right arm's going to come by the ear. Look on back up, that optimistic sort of feeling as you roll your shoulder open. Powerfully press through the legs, reach back up, warrior two. We'll straighten the left leg and then pivot those toes to the long edge. Now you're facing, I believe, the right side of the mat. Hands can come to waist. Get a little longer through the spine. And we're hinging forwards. Yeah, so for those of you practicing in the same room, you know, this is sort of the dodging the butt pose, I suppose. Gotta make sure you stagger. All right, so feel free to take that ragdoll variation again, or you can use your hands to walk the fingertips a little further behind. So they're roughly in line with the heels. Trying to work on the hamstring length a little bit more as the tailbone tips up and the crown tips down. This time around, let's walk the fingertips forward to lengthen out straight from the hips. And we'll come into some lateral lunges. So bend into the right knee. And then we'll straighten that leg, bend into the left. Just go back and forth mindfully, knowing that we're just slowly opening up our hamstrings. It's an area we haven't explored much yet today. When you're feeling ready, we'll straighten both legs again. Look towards the left foot at the top of the mat. Wander your way all the way around into that lunge. Plant the hands firmly and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, pull yourself forwards to plank. Exhale, lower, belly or chaturanga. Inhale for a back bend of your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let the heels lift to look way forward, travel to meet the hands. Inhale, we'll lengthen out. Exhale, float back down. Come all the way to stand on your breath in. And exhale, hands down beside you. Wonderful. All right, we're starting with that same sort of lateral bend, okay? So ground through the right foot, stepping back with the left toes, arms stretch up. Hold onto the left wrist as you bend your knees and pull the arms over to the right. Begin to lift back tall, step your foot back beside itself, and fold on forwards over your legs. As you inhale, step back with the left foot, and keep the left hand under the shoulder. Stretch the right arm to the sky. All right, you've got a choose your own adventure book from here. You can come back up the same way we did before. Square your shoulders to the mat, come up to high lunge, or gaze on up at that top hand, get a little lighter on the bottom hand, tense into the fingers, then reach for something with that top hand and perhaps it pulls you all the way into that standing twisted lunge. It doesn't matter how you get here. You can come up to high lunge then with the arms, up to you. Let's meet in the standing twisted lunge, right arm back, left arm forwards. Now we'll stretch both arms back by the ears. Inhale. Bring your right hand to your waist this time. We'll flow through that next little sequence. Inhale, get longer through the left side. Exhale, sway the body to the right in a lateral bend. Inhale, lift back tall. Exhale, sway to the right. Inhale, lift you up. Exhale, sway to the right. Inhale, lift up. This time, exhale, fan on out, take up some space, warrior two. All right, take a big inhale. Reverse your warrior, take a look up. And we're embracing this flowy side again. Last time was steady, this time's nice and light and flowy. So let's use our exhale to come forward, traveling through extended side angle. So your inhales, reverse the warrior. Reach that right arm to the sky. And exhale, reverse, extended side angle, leaning forward. Good. So move with your breath. I won't call them just in case you have a different sort of timing with your breath. I want you to explore and enjoy. And think about, again, passing through those two endpoints, or the beginning point and end point, but they're not just the beginning and end point, right? So we're moving the whole time, making sure that the spine is supported, and enjoying the whole journey to get there and back. Good. Let's rise on back up. Warrior two, once you've completed your next round, enjoy that, good. We'll straighten out that front leg again and then pivot the toes to the long edge of the mat, but this time heels in slightly on an angle. Preparing for a goddess squat, so squeeze your glutes, bend your knees, take up some space, and then reach the arms out with a soft bend in the elbows. Good. Find a nice proud chest, tall spine. Good. Let's bring a little pulse into this first one here. So inhales, you can just release the bend of the knees slightly, and exhale, bend a little deeper. Move with your breath, connect again with yourself. Good. So we'll straighten out the legs, let the arms rest by your sides. Pivot both toes straight forwards to face the long edge, and hands can find your waist again. Grow tall through the spine. Hinge on forwards over your legs. Let the hands drop down. So we'll lengthen your spine out part way. So keep your fingertips just right below where you're looking. We'll keep the right palm or fingertips onto the ground. Bring your left hand to your low back. We'll start rolling that left shoulder open to twist yourself up. And perhaps you stack the left arm on top. It could stay on the low back as well. Switching sides, left hand comes down, right where you're looking. Bring your right hand to the low back, start rolling that shoulder open. And maybe that arm stacks on top. Both hands come back down. We'll look towards the right foot. Wander your way back around into a lunge. Press through both palms, step on back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forwards to plank. And exhale, lower. Inhale for your back bend of choice. Exhale, meeting downward facing dog. Let the heels lift high, look way forwards, travel to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, float back down. Root through the heels, rise to stand. Inhale. And exhale, hands down beside you. All right. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Oh, no, we forgot the bendy thing, didn't we? Or I forgot the bendy thing. My apologies. Ground through the left foot, step back, a little curtsy with the right behind, with the arms stretched by the ears. Hold onto the right wrist, bend the knees, and pull your body over to the left. Good. We'll start straightening back out. Step your foot back, and exhale, fold over your legs. Using your inhale to step back with the right foot, really ground through the feet and keep your right hand under the shoulder as the left arm reaches to the sky, twisting you open. Now remember, we've got two roads to get us to the same place. Decide what is suiting you right now, and perhaps you're tenting to the hand pulling up or squaring those shoulders to come up into that standing twisted lunge. Do what feels better in your body in this moment. All meeting in the same place. So right arm forward, left arm back, take up that space, decide where you want to look as well, ahead of you or behind. Good. Both arms stretch up, take a look back forwards, and your left hand comes to your waist. We're going to flow through some lateral bends. Inhale, get longer, reach the hand to the sky. Exhale, bend to the left. Just like a swaying tree. Inhale, open up, reach to the sky. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, sway on over. This time, inhale, get tall. Exhale, take up your space in warrior two. Fan those arms out and ground through your back heel. Good. It's a nice firm position. We can move into our more flowy sequence here. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then use your exhale, come forwards, shelf the forearm to thigh, right arm by the ear. So moving back and forth with control and with your own breath. Now we can go back to the sort of swaying tree analogy. So whenever I do this, it's seaweed in the water, you know? Sea creature moving its tentacles back and forth. So feel free to imagine whatever you like. Just doing your best to enjoy the flowiness of this, connecting with your breath. The more and more I do yoga and the more and more I teach, I'm actually getting a little looser on the sort of rules of yoga. It's much more about the embodied kind of movement. That's the important part, that connection with yourself. Okay, whenever you're done, whatever round you're doing, we'll meet in warrior two. Straighten out that front leg and pivot those toes to the long edge, but the heels in on that angle again. Squeeze the glutes, bend the knees, stretch the arms out from side to side. Good. Take up that space, find that sort of proud feeling in the chest, shoulders are dropped. And now we're going to do some lateral bends. So lean to the right side as the left arm stretches by the ear. The other arm can reach down, maybe to the other side. And let's go the other way. Lean over to the left, right arm stretches by the ear. Let's do that 2 more times, just swaying again, back and forth. You could be your seaweed or your swaying tree. Maybe you're just yourself. Good. All right. When you finish that round, straighten the legs, release the arms, pivot the toes forwards, hands come to your waist. Take a breath in just to get a couple more millimeters into the spine. And as you exhale, we'll take it forwards over your legs. Drop your hands down right away. This time around, we'll keep the left hand or fingertips right under where you're looking. As you bring your right hand to waist, open up the shoulder, look to the sky, and maybe the arm stacks on top. Going to the other side, right hand lowers down. Left hand comes to your waist, open that shoulder up, maybe stretching that arm overhead. Both hands return to the ground, look towards your left foot, walk your way all the way around into a low lunge, plant the palms, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. If you're looking to rinse it out with a flow, you can join me. Come forwards to plank, inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's get light into the heels, look way ahead, travel to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lifts you. Exhale, float back down. And inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands rest down beside you. Wonderful. Okay, let's get nice and grounded, rooted onto your right foot. Grow some root quite literally into the ground. And I'm going to bring my hands to waist just so they're somewhere centered. So get light onto the left toes. We're going to turn the knee out to the side and start sliding that foot up the leg. It might stay right onto the ground, might grow a little taller. You decide where you'd like to see it. And then we'll bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms into each other. You can look forwards. It's something to focus the gaze. And if you'd like to add on, this is yet again a choose your own adventure tree. We can stretch the arms up overhead. Find a nice victory pose, that openness and proudness into the chest again. The trees actually get a lot stronger as they stay in the wind. So if you'd like to bend the tree, then you would take your left hand, bring it down to the inner left thigh. The other arm continues to stretch up by the ear. Oh, I'm already losing balance. And then you'll sway the body over to the left. Hips can move a little bit right. Now, if you fall out, no worries. Good. Now, if you bent the tree, we'll start reaching both arms straight back up. Pull the hands back down to the heart. You can slide your foot back to the ankle and come back to 2 feet. Let's just let that settle in the legs. And right away, we'll switch to the other side. Grow some roots on your left foot. Light onto the right toes, hands come to waist, and then pivot that knee out to the side. Decide where you want this foot to land. So just pull it up, see where it wants to go, and then find that connection. So you're really pressing in with that foot. The palms can come to heart center. Find your focal point. Press the palms into each other to find that extra support. And decide where you'd like to go, which bus stop you want to get off on. Maybe the arms stretch up. If you want to explore this windy bent tree, your right hand now comes down to the inner right thigh. And continue to grow taller through that opposite hand as you sway the body over to the right. Hips can even go a little bit to the left. All right, reach both arms back up if you're in the bent position. Pull the hands to the heart space. Slide your foot down to the ankle. Come back to 2 feet and just let that feeling dissipate in the legs. Wonderful. Let's take a little flow, bring things down. So from the top, we'll stretch both arms by the ears and fold on forwards over your legs. Bend the knees so you can plant your palms and step on back to downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, pull with the hands, come forwards to plank, and we'll lower down to your stomach. When you get there, we'll give ourselves just a moment to catch our breath. So just bring both hands under the forehead, or you can place one ear to the mat and let yourself just relax for a moment. Few deep belly breaths. You might even be able to feel your heartbeat into the mat and back towards you. Let's begin to wake ourselves back up, and we're going to bring our forearms to the mat. Fingertips face forwards as you're peeling your chest up enough that you're already in a back bend. This is Sphinx pose. So stack your elbows under your shoulders. And then to really activate this, just make sure the legs are turned on, the glutes are awake. You can find the energy of pulling the hands towards you as you shine your heart forward. See if you can find the back bend or the sensation of your back bending kind of from the middle of your spine. Same concept as the beginning. If there's any sort of tightening, any crunching in the low back, try to find extra length there by grounding through your pubic bone. And we can release that effort, but keep the same shape in the body. So just forget about that pulling of the hands. Now let's move through a sphinx, what we would call cat and cow. So your inhale, stay in the sphinx shape. And as you exhale, really press into the palms away from you as you kind of hollow out the belly a little bit as you look down. Just think about spreading your shoulder blades apart. Inhale, pull the heart forwards again, look ahead. Exhale, press the hands into the ground, kind of pull the spine up as you spread the shoulder blades apart. 2 more like that. Inhale, rolling forwards. Exhale, hollowing out. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Last one, inhale. And exhale. We'll come all the way down to your stomachs. Your hands are free by your side onto the mat. And then press your hips to heels in a child's pose. Begin wandering your hands towards yourself. So you can sit all the way upright and swing your legs ahead when you're ready. Alrighty, let's keep the right leg long ahead of you. You're going to bend into the right knee, but then drop it out to the side. So this looks like a seated tree. Bring your hands behind, press into the finger pads, grow taller through the spine. And you might decide to stay lifted, just a few breaths are enough in this shape, or lengthen out over your front leg. Wherever you are, just start embracing the feeling of softening, heavy breaths. Begin wandering your hands back towards yourself. Lift the spine up. You can bring both hands behind you as you bring your foot, the left foot, to the opposite side of your leg, crossing it over. Keep leaning into the left hand. That's your kickstand. It can stay there. Right arm stretches by the ear. Get a little taller into the spine, then bend your elbow, tuck it behind the knee. Stay active here. So the inhales grow a little taller, and the exhales, you can look over your left shoulder. Try to find a twist yet again from the spine rather than just craning the neck. Begin releasing this side. Take one breath as you look off to the right. And come back through center. Lean into the hands behind you again. You'll uncross that foot and let the knee fall out again. So finding the same shape on the same leg, but this time we're just going to face between the legs. You're just changing sort of the alignment of your hips. The right leg comes out to the right, left leg comes out to the left. The right hand's going to thread on the inside of that leg towards your heel. Left arm goes to the sky, then over the ear. And let's keep the chest open. So you keep spiraling the heart out away from you rather than facing the leg. Nice big side stretch. Perhaps you're feeling it all the way from your hip crease on the left side through the fingertips. Good. To start lifting back up, your left hand comes behind you, fingertips point away. Point the right toes. This is just a one breath movement. If you'd like to join me, take your right hand, sweep it forwards. You might start leaning onto the left knee. Press the hips and heart ahead just for one big breath in. Yes, wonderful. And exhale, come on back down. Let's switch sides. So this time it's the left leg ahead, right knee bends. And we're starting by facing that left leg, and the hands can come behind. So press tall, find the legs in the spine, and then try to carry that forwards with you, softening with every breath. Begin lifting back up. Both hands can come behind. Lean into them, and your right hand's going to step across, stepping it onto the ground. All right, stay leaning into the right palm. Left arm can reach by the ear, get a little bit taller, and then bend the elbow, pull it down, tuck it behind the knee. Inhales, reach up with the spine, and exhales, find your twist. Unrotate yourself. Look over the other side just for a moment. And we can come back through center. So lean into the hands again. This is you bring the right foot back across, let the knee fall out. Then just switch where you're kind of facing. So it's between the two legs. Left hand will thread on down towards the heel. Right arm stretches by the ear, and then find that nice juicy side bend over. Let's lift back up. Your right hand comes behind you, fingertips point away. If you want to join me for this lift again, point the left toes, reach forward with the left hand. Just find some sort of freedom into the chest and hips just for a moment, lifting up. Beautiful, everyone. Let's come on back down. Both legs can stretch ahead now. We're prepared to come down to the back body. So if you like to have blankets and pillows for Shavasana, just gather them close to you. Otherwise, anchor through your feet. Find an offering forwards for a friend of yours you're thinking about these days, and take your time. Roll to the back body. If it doesn't feel great on the spine, use your hands, and we'll all meet on the back. When you rise, walk your feet just slightly closer to you, and we're going to rest your hands down beside you. Come up into a couple bridges to seal us off. So ground through the heels, squeeze the glutes as you lift your hips up. You might decide you want to go into a little bit deeper of a back bend by gathering your shoulder blades together. And you can either press the hands into the mat or clasp palms together. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up, keep taking deep breaths all the way into the belly. Let the hands separate again, and hips can lower back down. Between sets, either rest just the knees knocking in, or windshield wiper, so let it go. You can let the knees rise back up, set yourself up against the heels or under them, hands down by your side. Take the heels into the ground as you lift your hips, glutes are the motor. Decide how much you would like this back bend in the spine in this moment. Here for 2 more breaths. If the hands are clasped, separate them, make some space, let the body rest back down, and maybe just a couple more windshield wipers to let that all go. And we'll start preparing the body for stillness. If there's any final little wiggles you want to get out, take the opportunity now just to enter through those poses or movements you would like. Otherwise, just reach the heels ahead, toes can fall apart, get as heavy as you can. Palms might be happy up by your side, nice and open to the energy in the room, or you can bring them to connect with yourself. One hand over the heart, one over the belly. Come back to the breath, just bring your focus there. Inviting your breath to go a little deeper again. Reintroducing small but familiar movements in your hands and feet. Reaching your arms overhead, toes far away. Take your time. Come on up to a seat any which way you like. I want to thank you for coming to the mat today, sharing your energy, your presence with us here. And I want to wish you the best going forward as we're on this sort of blank page ahead after a year that no one could have predicted. So I know I'm giving myself less pressure on to make these really finite sort of goals and resolutions this year. Just going to take it one day at a time. I wish you the best, sending you lots of love here in 2021. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.